You possess unseen allies in powerful positions, and the measures they are preparing to take for your safety are truly staggering. They aren't the typical acquaintances who text you birthday wishes, mail greeting cards, or engage with your social media posts. Instead, these individuals operate entirely in the shadows. You would never even guess they exist until the very moment your surroundings begin to alter in ways that completely defy conventional logic. Right now, no matter where you're seated or what heavy burdens you're carrying, unseen forces are working behind closed doors to fundamentally transform your whole world. Take a moment to reflect on recent events. Think back to those specific instances. I'm certain you've picked up on it already, haven't you? There is a peculiar impression that a turn of events is unfolding. It feels as if a protective eye is on you, ensuring that circumstances that ought to have failed somehow turned around at the very last second. You've managed to walk away unscathed from trials that should have completely broken you. You've stepped out of exhausting encounters feeling surprisingly unbothered. Whenever you attempt to rationalize these moments, you brush them off as good fortune, simple coincidence, or sheer luck. Yet deep within, you recognize the truth. You sense intuitively that a much greater force is at work. Consider this simple question truthfully. Have you observed how specific individuals who used to voice endless opinions about you have abruptly fallen silent? These were the people convinced they understood you completely, utterly certain they could foresee your every decision and control your trajectory. They felt entirely assured they could cause your downfall. Now they deliberately avert their gaze. They hesitate and speak softly whenever your name is mentioned. They carry an expression as if they've witnessed an unexplainable phenomenon, something that has deeply shaken them to their foundation. What you are observing isn't remorse. It is genuine dread. It is a raw, instinctual anxiety that keeps them awake at night. You may not consciously realize it yet, but you've been under quiet observation. This isn't intrusive or uncomfortable surveillance. Rather, it comes from individuals holding genuine sway, figures whose names carry weight in prominent spheres. These are individuals functioning on levels far beyond your immediate perception. They've been tracking your progress much longer than you might suspect. They've paid close attention to how you manage adversity, how you treat others when no one is looking, and how you hold your composure when things crumble around you. Somewhere along this path, you successfully passed an evaluation you were never even aware you were undergoing. You had no idea it was happening. Recall that specific period when situations seemed completely dire. Think back to when you felt convinced you had reached your absolute breaking point, having tried every possibility and exhausted your energy, only for a turn of events to occur. An avenue opened where previously only barriers existed. An individual arrived carrying the exact assistance required, presenting it as mere happenstance, or a complex issue suddenly resolved itself. A predicament that ought to have taken months to clear up simply vanished. You rationalized it as chance, because it was the most comfortable explanation to process. However, it was far from accidental. It was deliberately orchestrated. Your guardians function in a manner unlike anyone you've ever encountered. They seek neither applause nor acknowledgement, nor do they even require your awareness of their presence. They navigate the world discreetly, shaping results, restructuring environments, and clearing hurdles before you even register their presence. The sole indication of their involvement is how your life continuously aligns in ways that defy all reasonable probability. Reflect on the detractors who believed they had trapped you completely. These were the ones spending late nights plotting ways to ensure your failure, spreading quiet falsehoods to anyone willing to listen. They meticulously positioned themselves to witness your professional undoing, the destruction of your standing, and the collapse of your personal life. They felt thoroughly prepared, having factored in every potential outcome, fully convinced of their triumph. Yet in the end, absolutely nothing materialized. Their strategies dissolved entirely, their collective support scattered. Their intricately built schemes collapsed instantly, like a fragile structure caught in a storm. Do you realize what they're discussing at this moment? They continually pose the exact same inquiries to one another. Who is safeguarding this individual? Who keeps stepping in? Who possesses sufficient authority to dismantle all our efforts? The response lies in an ally they can neither contact, influence, nor even detect. Your allies have been executing strategic chess moves, while your opponents were focused on simple checkers, ensuring the final outcome was determined right from the start. It's vital to realize this key truth about your unseen supporters. Their selection of you was entirely deliberate. They aligned with you due to qualities they identified within your character. Perhaps it was your refusal to yield to resentment, despite enduring repeated betrayals. Perhaps it was your steadfast commitment to moral principles when giving in would have been far simpler. Or perhaps it was your sheer fortitude, your refusal to surrender, and your capacity to uncover internal strength when others would have broken down. Whatever that defining quality was, it captured their interest, and from that point forward, your reality shifted. You remain unaware of how frequently your path has been intentionally altered. Think of the near misses that were prevented due to timely intervention, or the lost chances that were subtly rerouted back into your life. Consider the potential conflicts neutralized before they could even reach you. While you go about your daily routine, assuming you're steering your life in isolation, you're actually navigating a tailored setting designed for your safety and ultimate advancement. This ongoing support isn't accidental. It's calculated, exact, and organized, with an intricate complexity that would amaze you if fully revealed. Every helpful individual arriving right when needed, every unexpected opening appearing out of nowhere, and every narrow escape from crisis are far from random coincidences. They represent deliberate strategies enacted by allies who play the long game and consider you deserving of their full dedication. Meanwhile, those who opposed you, confident in their ability to crush your spirit, are bewildered as to why their efforts consistently fall flat. They unleash their full hostility, only to see it deflected effortlessly. The traps they prepare invariably turn back onto them. Their attempts to isolate you only lead to new gateways opening in unexpected quarters. They aren't merely failing, they are being systematically neutralized by dynamics far beyond their grasp. The most remarkable aspect is that they will remain entirely oblivious to who is driving their defeat. Consider those who treated you unjustly, the individuals who spread rumors, double-crossed you, or attempted to tarnish your character. Observe their present circumstances and the turn their paths have taken. While these developments might appear to you as poetic or cosmic retribution, they are actually the direct result of your guardians at work. Their role isn't merely defensive. They actively deal with anyone seeking your downfall. They accomplish this not through crude force or threats, but through strategic leverage, key information, and quiet influence, exercising authority without leaving a single trace. You navigate your daily existence accompanied by an unseen protective detail. Those tasked with safeguarding you possess immense resources far beyond your estimation. They hold access to intelligence capable of undermining your adversaries in an instant. They maintain connections with decision-makers controlling realms you've likely never contemplated. Furthermore, they possess the capacity to dissolve major obstacles with a seamless efficiency that would astonish you if you saw the machinery behind it. All of these capabilities have been deployed quietly for your benefit, without your direct knowledge. This is the aspect that frustrates them most. Those who prematurely celebrated your defeat and assumed your story was over have no idea who their actual opponent is. They are striking at phantoms, opposing an unseen force, and depleting their energy in a contest they were never structured to win. Each morning brings them heightened tension, and each night they lie awake, reevaluating their actions to locate their missteps. They will never uncover the truth, simply because it lies entirely beyond their reach. Conversely, you are continuing to progress, even during moments when it seems otherwise. Even when heavy pressure mounts or the future appears unclear, you advance because you are supported. Unseen hands elevate you. Quiet guidance directs you, and anonymous guardians shield you. In reality, they prefer to remain unknown, wanting you to simply stay true to your nature, as that very identity was what attracted their support initially. Every hardship you encountered functioned as a trial. Every conflict served to refine you, and every setback built your character. You have successfully navigated each and every trial, prompting a significant increase in your protection. This explains why once vocal adversaries have grown silent, and previously closed opportunities are now unlocking. You have validated the belief placed in you, showing you can face reality without breaking. Now those observing your journey are prepared to demonstrate the full extent of their support. Their actions will gradually become more perceptible to you, while remaining subtle enough to avoid alerting your detractors. The effects will become clear to your own eyes. You will begin discerning distinct patterns and recognizing a deliberate structure behind events rather than mere chance. You'll realize that your life path has been guided with intentional accuracy. When this realization dawns, your entire perspective will transform, allowing you to view your journey through a completely clear lens. Opposition will undoubtedly persist, as that is the inevitable byproduct of personal growth. Luminosity naturally draws shadows. Elevation invites attempts to drag you down, and unwavering authenticity unsettles those lacking it. What your critics fail to grasp, however, is that every hostility directed at you is being documented, catalogued, and tracked. At the appropriate moment, this full record will be addressed, not through your own intervention, as you need not engage in the conflict, but by those committed to your preservation. Your unseen supporters represent exceptionally formidable allies, precisely because their efficacy requires no visibility. Their power requires no public recognition, and their actions require no expression of thanks. Their motivation stems from a fundamental recognition of something exceptionally rare and meaningful within you. Consequently, their protective oversight will remain steadfast, regardless of your level of belief or comprehension. Examine those who have crossed your path, the individuals who unexpectedly entered your life, offering unexplained assistance, unconditional openings, or defense in your absence. While you may have categorized these interactions as spontaneous goodwill from benevolent strangers, there was no element of chance involved. These individuals were positioned and activated by your guardians to fulfill distinct roles at precise intervals. Once their purpose was realized, they quietly retreated, leaving behind remarkable results. This reflects the fundamental operation of the framework established around you, a system that is sophisticated, streamlined, and entirely unobtrusive. The primary way to recognize its reality is through direct insight, which is precisely why this perspective is being shared with you now. This understanding isn't provided so you can alter the trajectory, as your security remains constant regardless, but rather so you can find peace. It invites you to relinquish the urge to manage every detail, set down the weight of perpetual worry, and rest assured that greater influences are managing the outcome. No specific action is required on your part. That is the true benefit of this position. You are not obligated to retaliate, justify your standing, or demonstrate your worth to external observers. Your sole responsibility is to remain consistent in your character, to persist in your efforts, foster your personal development, and uphold your integrity. Those who have monitored your journey will manage all external matters, clearing obstacles, counteracting opposition, and preparing the way for your continued advancement. Those who aimed to undermine you have effectively already been defeated, even if they remain unaware of it. They persist in formulating strategies and plotting avenues of attack, yet every action they initiate is tracked, neutralized, or absorbed. They are effectively straining against an invisible stronghold, expending their resources on an unwinnable contest, and slowly coming to realize that a formidable influence renders you completely secure. As someone who was doubted, written off, and repeatedly underestimated, your journey is one of continuous ascent and achievement. You will consistently exceed expectations, not out of superiority over others, but because powerful backing has supported you from the outset. The upcoming actions taken on your behalf will ultimately leave onlookers utterly astonished. A major turning point is approaching when those who questioned, dismissed, or opposed, you will recognize the true context of your journey. This won't require any personal confrontation on your part. Rather,